The Kaifeng main story has been a visual and action feast, absolutely unbelievable for a free-to-play game. The reveal of Yin Ying being the Ember of East, Big Zhao being the Emperor, and the lovely little girls being the Dao Lord was just epic. But with all that going on, a lot of players still have questions about the lore. So in this video, let's go through everything clearly. First, geopolitics. At the end of the Wu Dai Shiguo era, southern China was still super fragmented. Southern Tang had poured all of its resources into constant wars against neighboring kingdoms, and the economy was falling apart. Meanwhile, Northern Song was conquering the south, one kingdom after another, and the much weaker Southern Tang knew they were next. Second, money. Back then, the idea of money was completely different from now. A coin had to be valuable on its own. It needed to be made from precious metal like copper, silver, or gold. Europe used these coins all the way till the 18th century. Globally, the earliest shift from coins to paper money happened in China during the Song dynasty in the 11th century. Because the value came from the metal itself, not from the dynasty that minted it, and because dynasties were rising and falling so quickly during the chaotic Wu Dai Shiguo era, people used coins from different dynasties all the time. Southern Tang's problem. On top of a falling economy, Southern Tang was desperately short on copper too. So they started producing iron coins, which had almost no value. It was the ancient version of printing money after years of war debt. Hyperinflation hit hard. So Southern Tang came up with a plan. They worked with the Dao Lord to smuggle the worthless iron coins into Song. They wanted the Northern Song government to exchange these Tang coins with valuable copper coins. If the government does that, Song would have to spend their war budget and would have less money left to spend on fighting Southern Tang. But something happened that they did not expect. The Kaifeng prefect, Zhao Guangying, decided to directly confiscate all iron coins from the people. To the commoners, these were their property. But Zhao Guangying believed that unifying China was more important. However, the person carrying out this plan, Lord Shi, was secretly replaced by the god of avarice, sent by the Orient Pavilion. Lord Shi was cruel to the people. The Orient Pavilion wanted to create chaos in Song and turn the people against their own government. The Orient Pavilion served Li Zuo, the master of dream puppets, who is not aligned with the current Southern Tang Lord. I will talk about that faction in a different video. Here's a quick summary so far. We have the ordinary people who just want to survive. We have the Southern Tang Lord, also known as Shimmer of South, who wants to push hyperinflation into Song and drain their war funds. We have Zhao Guangying, who believes short-term pain is worth it for long-term peace. And we have the Orient Pavilion, which simply wants to cause trouble. From Southern Tang's point of view, Zhao Guangying's confiscation policy ruined their plan. It did not drain Song's war budget. On top of that, Southern Tang still had to pay huge amounts of tribute to Song in gold and silver, which their collapsing economy could not handle. Right when things looked hopeless for Southern Tang, the Ember of East stepped onto the stage. She was a master of illusion, but after losing a power struggle in Weiyang City, she needed the Shimmer of South to help her fight back. So she proposed using her illusions to create a fake gold-making vessel. How does this vessel help? First, Southern Tang could use it to pay tribute instead of real gold or silver. Second, if both the Song government and the Song people believed the vessel worked, then the people would pressure the authorities to exchange iron coins to copper ones. That would defeat Zhao Guanying's confiscation policy. Third, at the Heroes' Assembly, the Emperor of East performed that dramatic scene where coins poured out of the vessel. She then arranged for the vessel to be stolen. With the vessel gone, she now had a reason to explain why so many Tang coins suddenly appeared in northern Song. Those Tang coins were then handed out to the poor like real currency, and the Dao Lord made sure that there was a black market where people could spend the money. This entire scheme was carried out with help from 4 people. Feng Yi, who controlled the river routes that transported grain. Zheng E, who stole Shen Yilun's identity and managed the granaries. Mu Rongyuan, the shipbuilding genius. And the Dao Lord, who ran the ghost market. Now that the vessel was missing, Southern Tang had a perfect reason to stop paying tribute. And after Mu Rongyuan blew up the giant flagship, Song now lost food, weapons, and money, everything it needed for the war. Southern Tang successfully bought time and delayed the invasion. But this raises another question. Why did these 4 people turn against Song? First, Feng Yi. Because Song focused on developing the south, trade also moved south, and his northern river routes lost business. His men starved. He also believed that his wife, Zhu Yu, had been killed by Song agents. So when Ember of East offered food to feed his brothers, he joined immediately. Zheng E. Zheng E grew up in a wealthy family. During a famine, he shared food from his family's granary to save his friend, Shen Yilun. But Shen Yilun's older brother got greedy and ended up killing Zheng E's entire family. That destroyed him. Later, he was infected with dream puppet poison, and Zhu Yu saved his life. When she died under suspicious circumstances, Zheng E also suspected the Song agents. The final blow was when the government seized his family land and gave it to the bandits. With nothing left to lose, Zheng E chose revenge. Ember of East helped him kidnap Shen Yilun, and Aunt Han helped with the disguise. Zheng E took Shen's identity so he could move the military rations out. Mu Rongyuan. She was a descendant of the Tang royal family. Her father, Li Yun, rebelled against Zhao Guanying. Before battle, he asked his old comrade, Mu Rongyuan Zhao, to take care of his daughter. But ironically, Mu Rongyuan Zhao was ordered by Song government to crush the rebellion, so Mu Rongyuan blamed him for her father's death. She captured him and even poisoned him. But Ember of East approached her and convinced her that Northern Song was the real enemy, so she destroyed the war fleet. The Dao Lord. The Dao Lord was actually 3 children named Little Fu, Little Lu, and Little Shou. These are common blessings in Chinese culture, each meaning fortune, prosperity, and longevity. The Dao Lord hated how the authorities treated the common people and wanted to help the poor. Put all these motives together and you get the chain reaction we see in Kaifeng's story. The increase of Tang coins made Lord Shi's crackdown more brutal, which made the people even more angry. The Shimmer of South even wrote a protest song to fuel the movement. But we are the Xia. We are the voice of the people. We stand up for the weak and take down the god of avarice in that epic battle. The Ember of East had a change of heart during the story. After bonding with Granny Turtle and seeing how much the people suffered, she decides to turn against the Shimmer of South. She introduces the idea of paper money to Emperor Zhao. Paper money would completely solve the copper shortage. The government would not need to confiscate coins anymore, and the ordinary people would finally have money to spend. After seeing the suffering firsthand, Big Zhao also chooses to put the people before the war and opens the treasury for them. Congrats on making it this far in the game. We finally got an ending that makes everyone happy, at least for now. In my next video, I'll tell the story of the Song Emperor, Big Zhao, in real history.